How do I start this? Okay. How do we lose our way? And why am I saying that? I just had a bit of a chat with a work colleague of mine about AI, and another AI video about running. He wants to buy a local LLM PC, la di da di da. And I asked him, like, what do you need a local LLM for? What do you need it for? And he couldn't answer the question. I said, I've used an LLM a few times, maybe to help me with transitioning to, say, React, to Python when I hadn't used them for quite a while. Just basic things like, how do I do this again? Oh, okay, that's all right. Then now I remember. Let me write that code, or maybe in some cases copy and paste it. And one of the conclusions I came up with was, I think, reliance on purely just these LLM tools, and then like this whole vibe coding thing. It's like saying, you build something vibe coding, it's not going to teach you how to develop software. And it would be like saying that I've drawn some stick figures, or I've used an image generator to generate an image, and I can say I'm well on my way to being Picasso. But that's not in any way, shape, or form true. Being an artist, being creative, is a life. It's a way of being that is outside the norm. You can't do something one-off and then say that you're David Bowie, right? And so, you kind of have to live it. And if you're as a software engineer, and if you're doing things that, if you're developing software, if you're a software architect and software, you've been around a while, it's good to know these things, because you're not in the delusion that these AI tools, these LLMs, are going to replace what you're doing. And maybe they can be an extra tool. But the wild thing that I'm seeing is, I guess, the people that are obviously telling you that LLMs or AI or this is the next big thing, or it's going to replace jobs or whatever, are the people selling it. Google, Meta, all these things, like Meta's AI is like head of AI left. These things really aren't that amazing, really. They are useful for certain edge cases, but one of the things that it's made me realize and made me question is just the whole hype, not just around AI, but the internet, and that technology itself is way overhyped, and that it's not necessary to live a good, happy life. I'll talk about that more in my personal channel. But this is about tech, right? And so I wanted to let you know that the importance in tech and software development in what you do is not necessarily just about the code. It's not just about the product, but it's the relationship with the people that you do the things that you're doing for. You have a product manager. That's the relationship that's important. I see a lot of anti-corporate videos, like saying, oh, corporate companies are not your friends. Sure, okay, they're maybe not your friends, but the relationship is the important thing, and that, you're asked to take on a responsibility, just like in life when you're asked to take on the responsibility of looking after a kid. If you have a kid, if you buy a car, you've taken on the responsibility of owning and driving a car safely, not hurt other people. And there's a certain moral obligation, a social contract, that by taking on a certain role, you have not only to the people that you're building the thing for, but to yourself. If you're writing code that that is just a mess, and you know it, then you're not doing the right thing by yourself. Again, this will kind of tie into some other things that I want to mention. It's that the importance of your value system when writing software is more important than the actual ability to code, because you approach the problem with a certain mindset and a certain value system. The code that you write and the software that you develop follows from that value system. It's not the other way around. You don't code and then build a value system out of that. It comes from inside, from you. It comes from you first. And so when you're writing code, it should come from, I guess, that's I guess why I've called this video, code should come from the heart. start with your value system about what it is that you want to do, and you build the things for the people that you want to build the thing for. Um, and I think it is morally, it's morally, maybe bit, uh, it's not morally, I guess, sound to say that AI is going to help and do things for you to the extent that we're being told it is. And I think a lot of people have found that out. We mostly already know that by now. But what I'm tired of is, constantly having to put up with AI summaries and Google. I've actually just stopped using Google altogether because these AI summaries, I've just had enough. And I'm going to move out of Firebase because I'm tired of the constant push. Every single day I log into Firebase, it's like, you should try Gemini. I'm like, no, I shouldn't. I don't need it right now. I don't see its utility. But I guess I can see why they're trying to push it. Maybe because they need people to use these products because they've been built. And it's kind of like this technology is basically a hammer looking for a nail, not the other way around, a nail looking for a hammer. So guys, look, trust your values, trust yourself more than what you're being told externally, and try to be discerning in what you see, especially on these platforms that we watch way too much of. Go get some outside time. You write better code. See you guys. I'll see you at the next video. Bye.